to Parents versus Gaming. This is the first episode of 2023. We took quite the long hiatus, but of course, my name is James III. I am back here with our beautiful, amazing co-host, Kia Kane. Kia, how was the holidays? Are you excited to be back? Are you excited to be a part of this and going forward? And we got a lot of changes and a lot of things doing different about what we're doing now.
Lots of changes. I'm excited for them though. Like super excited. Holidays were great for me. Yeah, so we had a great holidays. First, I gotta say, the first couple weeks kind of started off rough for us this year.
Oh.
But overall, overall, it's been okay. Things are starting to settle down, so I have high hopes for this year, even
High
though it started
hopes.
off a little rough.
So, do
So,
you want to go first? We're going to break down a little bit on, what our break consisted of, what our holiday break was like, how Christmas was. Before we jump into that, I am going to give everybody a quick update. Of course, this is our first episode of the year, so last week of January, so January 29th, 30th, this should be going
29th.
out. Yeah, 29th
Yeah, it
tonight.
should go out the 30th.
And this episode will be
Yeah.
on the 30th. So,
Yes.
Parents versus Gaming, we're still under Last Choice Network. We have a number of podcasts that are part of Last Choice Network, whether it's the anime podcast, the horror podcast, the travel death destination podcast, Sports Out of Ohio podcast, the Two Dudes That Game, which is, of course, Ender, myself, and then Parents versus Gaming, myself and Kia. Now, instead of everything kind of being under one umbrella and we're trying to promote Last Choice Network and yada, 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 long story short, Parents versus Gaming is its own thing now. It's going to have its own Twitter feed, its own Instagram feed, and probably most importantly, its own Facebook page. Not a group. We'll move it to a full page. So it has a lot more options and stuff that we can do. You might even see in the future, not anytime in the next couple of months, but in the future as Key and I start to hit our stride, we'd love to do a lot of play-alongs or streaming with people, maybe bring other parents that we met, maybe have kids that can play with each other, maybe like a tournament night. There's a lot of opportunities, but it takes building up that Facebook page to do something like that. So we're going to need a lot of support from you guys to help promote that, get that out there. But we're very excited in the future of where this is going. We're trying to minimize it, but also feel like we're giving way more opportunity to everyone to be a part of our community and more opportunity for us to grow. So it is just strictly Parents versus Gaming. Also, as far as any live streaming, about once a month on Sundays, if you are listening to this in the audio, we'll repeat this for quite a few episodes. The podcasts are all recorded once a month on Kia's Twitch channel. That's the exclusive home for live streaming for the Parents versus Gaming. So if you'd like to be a part of the show on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, we will post kind of our schedule of when we're going to do the live recording. You'll be able to jump into her community and kind of follow along and be able to be a little bit more a part of the show, which really does help us out. The feedback from you guys. I know Adsy is always a huge part of this. It really, really is great. So we're excited to get more of you involved and bring more people into the fold. And Kia is completely okay if you don't jump in and watch all of her streams and all the different times that she games. If the only time you jump on is for the podcast, that's great. It still supports her. It supports us. It really, really helps. You'll see things if you're new to the streaming world and you're just kind of watching. You'll see things like follows and subs and people doing all these crazy things, maybe giving her donations, giving us donations, things like that. You never have to feel obligated. I know Kia is a big person on that. Everything is always appreciated, but nothing is ever expected from us. So don't feel any pressure by joining into that. That's not really what we're asking for. We just like the interaction with you guys and to give you guys more of a platform to speak your opinion. It doesn't always have to agree with us. Sometimes giving the counter argument is going to make for a great debate and can kind of have a good turnout in the episode and even sometimes change our minds on some of the perspectives we have on things. So we always really, really appreciate that. Of course, everything will be still going out if you're subbed on the YouTube channel, which was Last Choice Network. It is now Parents versus Gaming. Two Dudes That Game started their own YouTube channel. They're both pretty even as far as subs right now, but any kind of sub, like the videos, comment on the videos that you see. Again, you don't have to be like, oh, I like everything that they said. You can say, this is why I don't like what you said, or here is my opinion. We're going to respond to you. We love the interaction. So any of that really, really helps us out. We do appreciate that. So again, YouTube will just be literally youtube.com/Parents versus Gaming. And then, of course, all the audio platforms that you get your podcast supported from, they will be there still as they have been. So with that out of the way, Kia, I'm trying to calm myself down because I just watched the Bengals blow it in the AFC
Oh
Championship game by
no.
getting just a stupid penalty on the last play of the game, which put the Chiefs in field goal. It was like watching the Bengals Steelers playoff game all over again. Just dumb. These guys make millions of dollars a year and they can't keep their sense about them in the final 20 seconds of a football game. Just blows my mind. I'm over here making chump change, just trying to pay, house payments, and I got to keep my cool all the time. But the guy that makes millions of dollars is allowed to just throw away Super Bowl opportunities, I guess.
Just throw it away.
So
Fine.
I'm going to try to be calm as we go through this. I'm trying to act
you can breathe
exciting.
Now. It's okay.
But so we'll talk about our Christmas, kind of what went down, what's been going on. If you want to dive into why your first couple weeks was rough, you're more than welcome to. For those that have been following along, you can see that Kia is finally in her new streaming room. It's amazing. She's got a microphone, no more big headset for her. I think she's doing a lot of the earbuds, and she's super excited about that. So
I love my earbuds.
Kia, I'm gonna shut up now and let you talk and give us what happened for you over the holidays.
Okay. Well, Christmas was spent in our new house, along with Thanksgiving. All the holidays towards the end of the year were spent in our new house. So it was really nice being able to do that. Slowly put my stream room together. I know my first couple of streams, the people who were actually here got to kind of see my room come together slightly. So it was kind of nice. But yeah, overall, the holidays were really good. We didn't really have a whole lot of crazy stuff going on with the holidays. First couple of weeks were rough because I had some friends that needed help, which if anybody knows me and is a part of my community knows I'm a huge person when it comes to mental health. So I had a couple people that kind of needed me to be there for them, more so than normal. And then I had a friend of mine that I worked with pass away. So that sucked really bad. It was actually my friend's father. I worked with her and her father. I became close with both of them. And when she texted me to let me know that her father had passed away, it just broke my heart because I was literally me and Josh were sitting down, we were watching TV, we were kind of just a chill out night, after everything that had happened. And so when she texted me, my heart just kind of broke a little bit because he was diabetic, and he he would always ask me to make him cookies because he knew I made diabetic friendly cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that they were the only cookies that were diabetic friendly that actually tasted good.
Yeah, that's always going to be a big plus for sure.
In honor of him, so we had that happen. His funeral was that Wednesday. So this happened on New Year's Day, by the way, guys.
Amazing.
When I say my year started off with a bang, it sure started off with a bang.
Not the best of timing, but I don't know if there's any day that's considered good timing.
Yeah. So my husband had surgery Tuesday, hold on. Yeah, okay, he had surgery Wednesday, and the funeral was Thursday.
Jeez.
And
that's tough.
He spent the day in a lot of pain, obviously. But I told him as long as he was feeling okay, and okay, if that was enough, I could go to the funeral service at least, to be there for my friend. And to pay my respects, obviously.
Yeah.
So in honor of that, I also made his favorite cookies and brought them to the funeral home, which she was extremely grateful for. And she actually hid them away so people would stop eating all of them so she could bring them home.
Hey.
So even she loves them. Actually, just about everybody that's had them loves them. They don't realize it, but usually when I make chocolate chip cookies, it is diabetic friendly because
Oh, really?
I know quite a few people that are diabetic.
And most people that eat them, they don't know?
Yeah, most people they eat them, they don't
Now
know.
I'm curious.
I know. They do comment though. They say that my cookies are super soft and fluffy, and I'm like, yeah, I know.
That's the point.
Yeah, I know. So we spent Obviously Josh spent a couple weeks trying to recover from surgery, and we had some family stuff happen. Won't talk about that. But yeah, since then, things are kind of slowly starting to settle down for us. So I have some pretty high hopes for this year. I have a feeling it's going to be a good one for a lot of us out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, the holidays and the beginning of the year, it's been pretty decent outside of the couple of things that happened. So, but yeah. How about yours? How was yours?
Mine was all right. It was from a wedding to honeymoon to a Disney trip. It was a lot, and then trying to keep up the podcast. I mean, we were kind of. I mean, you know me. I was trying my best, and I was just collapsing on all different areas. So
Yeah.
you were very supportive and allowing us to kind of reset, which was really really great. Christmas was good. Parker, he's 2.5 now. And to me, it was the
Yeah.
first time that Christmas, like the first Christmas he had, where he was kind of understanding actually the full concept of everything, with the Santa Claus and all that. And he does Hanukkah and everything with his mom, so he's very well versed in all of that. But this was the first time I got to kind of like go through more of the Christmas spirit of things. And my youngest stepdaughter, she did the whole, tried her best as I have shared custody, so it's a little harder, but she did the elf on the shelf stuff, so I always did really cute things for him. So anytime he did come over, leading up to Christmas, he was always excited to see what Nick the elf was going to be, getting up to. And so that was
Yeah.
really, really cute. And he did get kind of looking forward to that. He would, every time he'd come over, where's Nick? Where's Nick?
No.
And then Christmas Day was pretty, was pretty intense. Christmas Eve, we started with the Santa Claus tracker. So he was super excited about, seeing Santa Claus being tracking and seeing exactly where he was and knowing how close he was. And then, I did the whole thing where we didn't put any presents out under the tree, and then he went to sleep, and then you put all the presents out there in front of the tree. So when he woke up, he was like, Santa came, and was pretty excited about that.
No.
And then everyone had a pretty good Christmas. He opened up. It was funny to watch him. Actually, we got the dog some presents, and my wife had never seen her. This is her dog. I kind of married into getting the dog. She'd never seen her dog rip open presents, so that was pretty funny. We gave him a couple of bones and toys and stuff like that, and he really liked that. He's older dog. And then Parker, got quite a bit of few things, but the biggest thing he was excited about was Melina and I got this train set for him. As soon as he could see into this Thomas the Train electronic train that kind of goes all over the place, he was super super excited and happy about that. So he had quite the morning. Quite the festivities. And then New Year's Eve, nothing like crazy, nothing spectacular. It was more of a rest and relaxation for us. Actually, right before Christmas and right after Christmas, I had 2 work trips. I was in the Bahamas 2 different times, so obviously was a horrible time for me to go to warmer climates than what it was in Texas. It was kind of cold over Christmas, and then right at the beginning of January, we did the same thing. We ended up in the Bahamas. But outside of that, just trying to, revamp everything here, get things going again. And, you're going to see a few different looks as we go through. If you're watching this on video, it's going to look very similar this week. Next week, you're going to see a few different looks as we give some different overlays and react to some things and a little bit more gameplay in the back. But outside of that, I'm just excited to, get back into the podcast world with you, Killa, and talk a little bit more about parents and gaming and helping them understand. I know on Twitter, I've been trying to throw a few photos up there and some memes, and a few people have seemed to like that. And it's really interesting to see the feedback or the retweets and who's kind of jumping on board and what it's getting, who's seeing that. So I'm just excited to hopefully help a lot of parents out or relationships or dive a little bit more into it. I know we re-released an episode last week just to give us a little buffer on missing a week. And that was, I think, one of your first ever episodes that you were on, and it was before I married Melina, so she was on it. It was when we talked about the World Health Organization making, video game addiction an official disease, as they would call it.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Yeah, so we just reposted that. So if some of you are kind of wondering, I feel like I've heard that before. You did. It was myself, Killa, Jay was on it, and then Melina, of course, was on it as our clinical therapist, but. Her clinical social worker, I think, is what the actual title. I don't want to mess it up.
The
You know,
actual
don't
thing.
mess my wife's
You don't want to
title up.
mess it up because you'll hear about it later.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna hear about it now. If she think, hopefully she doesn't listen to this and she can't find your stream. Um, but outside of that, no. Again, I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited to get us going again. And
Yeah.
I have not really played any other games. Just Call of Duty Warzone.
Oh, dude.
That's pretty much all I'm playing is Call of Duty. What about you, Kia? Have you been dabbling in some extra games?
Um,
What's your streamer life right now?
so so we started a new story game. We went through all the Dragon Ages. We went through Alice Madness Returns, and then we just started Mass Effect not long ago, and we're already on to Mass Effect 2. I forgot how small Mass Effect 1 was. So we've actually already moved on to Mass Effect 2. But that's our current story game that we're running through. I still play Apex. And I mean, I still play a variety of games. So I mean, it's kind of like right now, I guess my main two or I guess yeah, my main two would probably be Mass Effect and Apex currently. And then during stream and usually off stream, um I'll play Apex or Overwatch, which I do sometimes play Overwatch on stream as well, but or I delve back into Dragon Age.
You can't leave that game alone.
I can't leave Dragon Age alone. Everybody knows I have a problem with that game.
In 10 to 20 years, they'll release Dragon Age. What is it? 4? 3?
4 actually comes out this year.
I don't believe it.
Well, you can.
I mean, I hope that it comes out for you. I hope that it comes out for you. I just don't have faith in games releasing at the time that they say they are. The first release date.
So
Because they haven't delayed this Dragon Age yet, right?
They have actually. It was actually supposed to be released. It was actually supposed to be released like 3 years ago, but COVID happened. And then their team kind of got dispersed, and they had to do a lot of work from homes, and they were having issues with stuff. So instead of releasing a half-baked game, they decided to push it back, which I am very thankful for. And they probably will be too, because they know that if they mess up Dragon Age, they're going to have a lot of angry people.
Yeah, their last release, they're coming off their last release, what, Mass Effect and Anthem, so they
bombed really bad.
Those two, Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem, were not good, so they definitely have to come out of the gates with a good Dragon Age, which will lead into the next Mass Effect game as well.
Yes, and then another game that I also thoroughly enjoy that maybe a lot of people don't realize, a couple people have caught me on stream playing it, is Diablo. I absolutely love Diablo.
Which one are you playing? 3?
I'm currently, when I do play it on stream, I'm currently playing Diablo 3 with Adzi. We're running through on all the different types of characters that you can create. So we're running through the story on each one. I personally prefer the monk. It's just what I like. But anyways, we now are working on our, well, I guess it's technically Adzi's second character. It's my third character because I had already played through it before he had gotten it for his PC. But yeah, so I'm super excited for Diablo 4. So
now explain.
And that's releasing this year as well.
Explain what Diablo is, because as we talked about before, we're going to try to make this a little bit more parent friendly for those that don't understand what games we're talking about. A lot of times, I assume most people know what Call of Duty is. Pretty easy to find.
Yeah, so Diablo. So Diablo is about like you as the character that you're playing is a Nephilim, which is, for those who don't know, is a mix between a human and an angel or demon. Like that's what they are. And so you are playing this. You're playing a Nephilim, and it's basically kind of up to you to save the world from Diablo. That is all on your shoulders to save the world from this massive evil that's trying to penetrate the heaven's gates, basically, and destroy everything on the planet in the process. Yeah, that's basically what the game is about. You're basically running through trying to save the world from this evil getting out into the world and destroying the world.
But it's more of a top-down style game, correct?
Yes,
kind
it is
of.
more
It's
of a
not quite. It's weird how the camera angle is.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I'm kind of used to it, just because I've played games like that before. Though I do get a little spoiled to being able to move my camera around like in Dragon Age. So
Yeah,
I am a
absolutely.
little more spoiled. So sometimes when I'm playing those games, I'm like, I just want to change the camera angle, and I can't.
Now, Diablo, for those that don't know, you may have seen your kids play a game that is very similar to Diablo. It's actually modeled off of, basically modeled directly what Diablo is, which is Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah,
So Minecraft
yeah,
Dungeons basically gives another way to play Minecraft, but it is this loot collector and this story that you go through trying to save the realm in Minecraft.
yeah.
Very similar, but very watered down as far as the all the different mechanics and all the different things you
Probably
need
the
to do.
language too.
Yeah, and of course, very very kid friendly. Minecraft Dungeons is perfect if you're a parent out there that is trying to get their kids into gaming, and you're a big Diablo fan, and you haven't tried to play Minecraft Dungeons. It's the best to kind of get the best of both worlds. You'll enjoy it as someone that likes Diablo. Plus, you're playing the game with your kids, which obviously gives it. If it's a 7 out of 10, you're immediately calling it a 9 out of 10 just because you're able to play something with your kids. I think so.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for this week. Don't forget to listen to us next week. This is the great thing about the way we're doing this now. You're going to get shorter episodes. So instead of 2 hours of us just rambling on and on, we're looking at between 20 to 40 minutes per episode, depending on what our topics are. But next week, we're going to be talking about if there was a game that you wanted to introduce your mom or dad to gaming. Say they aren't big gaming fans and you're a kid that likes to, you've got a kid, whether they're 10 years old up to 16 years old, and they really wish they could get their parents involved in gaming. What game does Kia or myself think is the best game for that kid to get that parent to get interested in what video games are? So we look forward to hearing any of your guys' comments, feedback, and things that you want to see. If you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anything like that, please leave something in the comments. Say, hey, I would love it if you guys talked about this. Or I have a question about this. Maybe I'm a parent. Oh, my kid plays this game. Do you think that's okay? All kinds of different things. We're just here to give you our opinions and help you out the best we can. And if we can't help you, we're going to direct you to the right areas that you can better understand what you're asking. So more feedback, the better. Even if you listen to this live, any questions, comments, all of that really, really helps all of our stuff, whether it's audio and YouTube. So we look forward to seeing you guys next week. And with that being said, Kia, you want to close us out?
We just say
Do you want to say
goodbye.
goodbye?
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.